Escantino down there at first. Here comes Walton around to score. He'll slide into safe at home plate. And it's an RBI single from Kyle Schwarber. Harrison Bader will move up to third. The Bills just keep it moving. Now 7-4.
The call on 94 WIP. Schwarber also hit his 51st home run. Phillies beat the Royals 8-6. Padres and the Rockies in San Diego. Padres third baseman Manny Machado at the plate with a runner on in the fourth.
Machado swings, grounds it through the left side. That's a base hit. Diaz has scored. Fernando racing around third. No shot for Beck to throw his cut. A two-run single for Machado. Already a huge night for Manny, and the Padre lead is 7-1.
They call 97.3 The Fan. Padres beat the Rockies 11-3. Padres are within 3.5 games of the Cubs for the top NL wild card spot. Guardians hosting the White Sox, a 2-1 ball game in the 8th. Cleveland at the plate.
The set and delivery, and he sends one deep, right center field. There she goes. John Kenzie Noel, first ball swinging, hammers a mammoth solo homer to right center. And the Guardians lead it 3-1. And the big man has his fourth home run.
Heard on WTAM 1100, Guardians win 3-1. You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Monday, we'll break down the top storylines coming out of NFL's Week 2 slate of Sunday games and preview the Texans and the Bucs and the Raiders and the Chargers on Monday Night Football. That's Monday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio. Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Monday, we'll break down the top storylines coming out of NFL's Week 2 slate of Sunday games and preview the Texans and the Bucs and the Raiders and the Chargers on Monday Night Football. That's Monday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
SportsCenter all night. More still to come.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Defense. The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats. Gear up for an epic football season with unbeatable ticket deals in the Vivid Seats app. For the best selection, grab your seats now. Every ticket you buy gets you one step closer to a free 11th ticket with Vivid Seats rewards exclusively in the Vivid Seats app. Score awesome perks like surprise seat upgrades, their annual birthday discount, and more. Don't miss out. This is your sign to download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Quick break. Tailgates are won before the food even hits the grill. That's why you need to go with Kingsford Original Charcoal. It lights fast, burns long, and brings that bold, smoky flavor every time. Since 1920, Kingsford's been the gold standard of grilling. If you're grilling for a crowd, it's the guaranteed way to get the W. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Compared to nationally available conventional charcoal in the USA.
Coming up on SportsCenter all night.
We had a thriller in Knoxville between Georgia and Tennessee.
Stockton in the pocket, sets up, going for the end zone. Can he get it? Yeah!
Florida and LSU go at it in Baton Rouge.
Snap, Nussmeier, short drop, plenty of time, throws toward the end zone, turning and catching, touchdown.
Notre Dame and Texas A&M face off in South Bend.
Carr looking on a wheel route, Love's wide open, catch to the 20, he's inside the 10 for the goal line, touchdown!
Plus, the Yanks and Sox continue their series at Fenway.
That ball smoked right field. Jazz is watching it, and he knew it right away.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. Baseball's postseason is right around the corner with one team becoming the first to clinch a playoff berth. And we were reminded again that kickers certainly matter. Let's begin this edition of SportsCenter all night with college football. Now, the story last weekend was blowout. 7 top 25 teams scored at least 60 points, the most on a single day in the AP poll era. Would this Saturday have some closer games? Let's begin here. College Game Day was in Knoxville for the first time since 2022. The last time the show was there, Tennessee beat number 3 Alabama 52-49 to snap a 15-game losing skid against them. This time, the 15th-ranked Vols were looking to snap an 8-game skid against Kirby Smart and his 6th-ranked Bulldogs. Let's go to the third quarter. Vols down a touchdown, but the offense was putting up points.
Play fake. Aguilar throwing deep downfield. And the pass is caught by Brazel at the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown! Big Orange! He climbed the ladder. He took it away from the defensive back. And Tennessee, amazingly, is just a PAT away from retaking the lead.
Mike Keith from Learfield, now final seconds, tied at 38. A Tennessee 43-yard field goal would seal it.
Gilbert will try to put Tennessee ahead. The kick is away, and the kick is no good. He missed it. Oh my goodness! What the heck happened there? Gilbert missed it. Tennessee fans behind the uprights were cheering, and then they weren't.
That call from the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. We go to overtime now. Tennessee would kick a field goal in OT, but Georgia ultimately would push this one across the goal line.
Out of the shotgun. Hand it to McCray. There he goes. He drives in. They grab him from behind. Did he get the ball over? Close to the goal line. No signal yet. They say no. It looked like in the huddle he was trying to extend the ball over the goal line, but there's no signal from the officials.
After further review, it is a touchdown.
Oh, yeah! Steve Marlowe with the winning call. Rocky Top crumbles. Dogs are winners. 44-41 in overtime.
There's the call. The Bulldogs came from behind 3 times to beat the Volunteers in a great back and forth. Georgia head coach Kirby Smart and quarterback Gunnar Stockton joined Holly Rowe after the game.
Well, Coach, you warned us before this game that you were going to be stubborn about running the football. How stubborn was that running it in overtime to win this game?
Yeah, I'm really proud of this team. Tennessee deserved to win this game. We didn't play our best game. I got a lot of respect for the way they played. But these kids I got, man, they never quit. They never quit. A lot of naysayers out there about Gunnar. I thought he played his tail off today. Didn't play real well defensively. Give Tennessee a lot of credit.
Your offensive line, though, made a statement. You had to play tough physical offense and really push the ball downfield. How did you do that?
Well, we believed in running the ball. We thought we could run the ball in the second half. We wanted to come out and run the ball. We had 2 drives in there that I wish we had back. We kind of didn't do anything with them, but we never quit. And defensively, we didn't play very good, but we never quit. And this guy right here never quit. I'm proud of this team.
Thank you, Coach. Gunner, first SEC road game, and it's a win. How satisfying is this?
It's awesome. I mean, it's a great atmosphere here. It was loud. We came in and overcame with some stuff. Didn't play the best we wanted, but at the end of the day, we won. So.
How do you describe your running backs and the physicality of your line today? They win this game in overtime.
Yeah, they're physical. There's multiple drives where we're running and they're imposing their will on them and just giving all they had, you know. But these are moments we practice for and dream of, so it's amazing.
Now, on the losing end, here's Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel on the inability to finish.
It's everything. Defense gets a big turnover. Offensively, details on what we're doing to go finish it and, drain the clock and make it a full 2-possession game. And, it takes everything, fundamentals, technique, all of it. The competitive makeup of it, though, I love what I saw. We just got to get a little bit better.
You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio. News from All Night Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Let's move along to the next game. Third-ranked LSU hosting unranked Florida. The Gators were looking to win in Baton Rouge for the first time since 2016, a game that was moved from Gainesville due to the impact from Hurricane Matthew. Second quarter, Gators trailing 10-3, but in striking distance.
Gators at the LSU 10. DJ Lagway in the gun, 3 receivers left. Snap. Lagway throws a fade left corner over the shoulder, caught, touchdown. Aiden Mizell with the touchdown grab for Florida, and they're a point away from tying this one up.
The call right here on ESPN Radio. Third quarter we go. LSU leading by a field goal, and this time it would be the Tigers' defense to put up points.
Snap to Lagway. Short drop. Throws, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line. Going down the right sideline to Sean Spears, his second pick of the day, and he's taking it to the house. Touchdown, LSU. 58-yard pick 6 for the sophomore from Louisiana to Sean Spears.
Now, late in the fourth quarter, it was a 10-point lead for LSU. Desperation time for the Gators.
2:15 to go. Lagway the snap under pressure. Rolls left, nothing. Now throws to the right side, and it's picked off. 5 interceptions. DJ Pickett picked it and went out of bounds. And it's a 5 INT night for the LSU defense. 2:07 to go, and that's going to finish things here in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, night to forget for Gators quarterback DJ Lagway. His 5 interceptions are the second most in a game in Florida history. As for LSU, they improved to 3-0. Here's LSU head coach Brian Kelly with Molly McGrath on ABC.
Coach, your defense with 5 interceptions tonight. What kind of confidence and edge did you see from that group?
Well, I'm just so proud of them. We lost our 2 starters, the Weeks brothers in the middle. We brought the third one in off the bench. I'm not sure he knew exactly what he was doing, but he plays so hard. Really proud of our group, and they just showed some grit in the second half. We needed to make one play on offense, and we did it at the end there, running the football. So, there's a lot to like here tonight. Obviously, our defense performance, and we know there's still a lot of growth left on the offense. But, it's an SEC battle. Florida came in, something to prove, obviously, after the week before, and our guys obviously got knocked around a little bit, but in the second half, obviously, we were able to take care of business.
You've told us this is a championship caliber defense. How do you get your offense up to that standard?
Well, maybe sometimes you don't, right? Maybe sometimes you play your game the way you needed to. We punted 3 or 4 times when I'm used to going for those. We were playing field position. We were playing the game to win the game. And all that other stuff is just fluff. At the end of the day, how do you win football games? And tonight, we needed to win football games, playing field position, kicking the ball, doing what we needed to do, and that's why we won the game.
As for the Gators, head coach Billy Napier was asked if his quarterback's lack of practice time contributed to his performance. Lagway missed spring and fall camp with injuries.
I think we all understand the dynamic here. This was his 4th week of full practice. He's had a very unique offseason. He's missed quite a bit of time. But I would say that what he's going to say to you is that he's not going to use that as a crutch. This is not a young man that's looking for excuses. He's going to evaluate it objectively, independent of what's happened in the past. And he was cleared and available, ready to play, had a full week to prepare, and I think it's a young player that is going to learn from his experiences. So we all understand that contributes to it, but he nor our staff is going to lean on that or allow that to be a crutch or an excuse.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio. How about 8th-ranked Notre Dame hosting 16th-ranked Texas A&M? Fighting Irish looking for their first win of the year against the 2-0 Aggies. Texas A&M has lost 7 straight road games against AP top 10 teams since beating Auburn back in 2014. Now, before the game, here's what 7-time national championship head coach Nick Saban said on College Game Day of what he's been looking for in this matchup.
The key to this game is going to be which one of these quarterbacks really takes the next step. Marcel Reed is very athletic, can make plays. Notre Dame's got a very good defense, so he's going to get challenged. He does have better skill guys than he had a year ago. C.J. Carr, to me, they're going to have to let this kid play. Yeah. One of the things that I always loved about Lane and Sark when they were offensive coordinators, they put a quarterback in the game. They throw a pass the first play of the game. They'll let him throw the ball down the field. I think they got to let this kid go.
All right, let's get to the highlights. What a game this was. Second quarter, Notre Dame Stadium. Aggies having success, giving the ball to this guy.
Moss is on Marcel Reed's right hip. 3rd and goal from the 1 with 1:14 remaining. Le'Veon across the end zone at goal line. His 3rd touchdown, but the Aggies get their first lead. They are up 27-24.
That's Andrew Monaco from Learfield to the 4th quarter now, tied at 34. Notre Dame had the ground game going as well.
They'll give it to Love on 1st and 10. Puts his head down, breaks one tackle across the 5. He's in! Touchdown! Jeremiah Love! And the Irish lead! With 2:53 to go in regulation, Notre Dame's on top by a touchdown.
The call from the Notre Dame radio network, but the Fighting Irish fumbled away the extra point attempt, so it was a 6-point game and left the door open for the Aggies.
This is the game. 4th and goal from the 11-yard line. Down 6, 40-34. Concepcion in motion from right to left. The shotgun snap, Marcel. Throws, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Nate Barkacher! We're tied! An extra point to come! Snap to Carr. Throws across the middle. Complete. Lateral. At the 40. Out of bounds! Texas A&M comes on the road. Defeats number 8 Notre Dame. A signature win for Mike Elko. Woo! That's awesome.
Texas A&M survives it. They go on to win 41-40. After the game, Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman says they need to do a better job.
We didn't play well enough. I thought in the second half we came out and played better. We started the second half better, but I put them in a bad situation. We didn't convert the 4th and 1 offensively. They got the ball in, I think, at the -49 and end up getting a field goal. But then as the last 3, that series and the 2 series after that, you give up another field goal, a TD at the end of the game. So it's a lot of work. It's not good enough. And so I haven't watched it. I can't tell you specifically who, what, scheme, and I won't. That. I'm not blaming anybody. We got to be better because it's not good enough.
For a Notre Dame team who spent last year in the national championship game, they've fallen to 0-2 to start the year.
You got to go to work and practice and get better. We're 0-2. So what do you control? You control getting better and getting ready for the next one. I can't sit here and dwell on being 0-2 as much as I need to dwell on how do we find ways to improve. That's what I need to dwell on is how do we get better? How do we evaluate what we're doing? Why things are and aren't working, and how do we attack and make them better? So we're 0-2, lost 2 good opponents. We're guaranteed 12. That's what I always say, right? And so we got a next one coming up soon.
How about this game? Unranked Georgia Tech trying to snap a 9-game losing skid to 12th-ranked Clemson would go to Atlanta. 3rd quarter, Clemson trailing 14-7, but they ate up a lot of yards quickly with this one.
Lubnick takes a shotgun snap, off play action, wants to throw across the middle, have it complete, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, down the sideline goes Wesco, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Wesco!
Easy money when it works.
The call from the Clemson Tigers Sports Network, but Georgia would grab the lead. Tigers needing a score in the red zone.
Hand off Randall, up the middle, it goes, into the end zone he goes. Touchdown at the 3:26 mark, and we're a point after away from being tied at 21.
The They call the Clemson Tigers Sports Network. So could Georgia Tech put Clemson away? 20 seconds left to play. They got the ball to field goal, and the unit comes out, asked to make a 55-yarder.
Snap back, set down, booted up. It's got the leg. It's got the chance. It is good.
Andy, what a kick. What a play. Aiden Burr perfect on the day. Georgia Tech for the win.
A school record tying 55-yard field goal. And Aiden Burr delivers the dagger that slays the Tigers.
The call from the Georgia Tech Sports Network. For Georgia Tech, it's just the second time starting the season 3-0 over the last 10 years. Head coach Brent Key and quarterback Hayne King joined ESPN's Chris Budden after the game.
Congratulations. Take me first. You were very calm during that field goal. What were the heartbeat rate like?
I believe in my players. We're good.
You believe in this kid, too. What's the confidence level like when it's 3:30 to go and the ball's in his hand?
I don't know if he's my little brother. He's more closer than a cousin. I love this dude, man. Hey, this ain't our first time doing this now.
You mentioned that. We were here last year in a field storming with Miami, but you didn't use the underdog this time. How is this field different than the rest?
I mean, honestly, it doesn't. Like, how hard we've worked this off season, fall camp and all that. I mean, this is just what we expect nowadays.
I don't know if you can hear it, but the students around you are chanting King. What does this feel like?
I mean, it makes me feel good, but it's not me. It's this whole team. The guys in front, the defense, the guys around me. Like, it's not just a one-man show. It's a whole building.
Congratulations, guys.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio. Tune in to baseball action tonight as the Red Sox host the Yankees. Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball begins at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Coming up next, we'll get to more college football and yesterday's matchup between the Yankees and the Red Sox. That's coming up on ESPN Radio.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, the hunt for October takes us to Fenway Park.
Let's go light up the night.
Aaron Judge has gone deep.
The Yankees at the Red Sox. Coverage begins today at 6 Eastern, with first pitch at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. More SportsCenter all night, coming up next.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
Be part of All Night Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of an ice cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. This is Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio. Before we head back to the Diamond, more top 25 squaring off in college football. 5th-ranked Miami hosting 18th-ranked South Florida after knocking off number 25 Boise State in Week 1 and a number 13-ranked Florida in Week 2. South Florida was going for its third straight win against an AP-ranked opponent. First quarter now, Hurricanes offense was moving.
Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. That pumps. Now he fires deep. Got a man out there. It's going to be gone! Touchdown! What a catch by Josh Moore. He goes over the top of the defensive back. And it's a beautiful catch by Josh Moore. The connection between Beck and Moore is majestic. And Miami leads it 13-0.
You heard it, majestic. The call on 560 WQAM. Now to the second quarter, Miami was scoring from the air and the ground.
Now Beck gives. Fletcher goes left side 35. Here we go at the 30. Outside the numbers at the 25.
Come on, baby.
He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Mark Fletcher takes it in all the way, and it's a house call of 38 yards for Mark Fletcher, and the Hurricanes are cavorting in delight in the end zone, courtesy of Mark Fletcher.
5th-ranked Miami takes care of business against South Florida with a final of 49-12. This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio. Thanks for joining us on your Sunday morning. Do you feel that chill in the air? Okay, maybe not depending on where you are around the country. Nonetheless, October baseball is quickly approaching. Yankees, Red Sox in Boston, an AL East showdown, both chasing that top wild card spot. Remember, only the top wild card team gets a home playoff series. This one was heard on ESPN Radio. Top of the 5th inning we go. Yankees with a 3-0 advantage as Jazz Chisholm Jr. found the barrel to add another.
3-1, Bayo. That ball smoked right field. Jazz is watching it, and he knew it right away. 15 rows deep. Chisholm jumps Bayo. It's 4-0 Yankees. Jazz 29th homer and 73rd RBI.
Bottom half of the 5th inning now. Alex Bregman gets the Sox on the board.
Fried ready. 1-2. 2 outs to Bregman. That ball is hit down the line and right towards Pesky's pole, and it is off the pole. That's a Bregman home run. It was short, but it was good enough at this ballpark with the quirks that it has to hit one off of Johnny Pesky's pole down the line and right. A 316-foot home run for Bregman, his 17th, and Boston's on the board.
So Red Sox make it a 1-run game, but in the 9th, the Yankees secure the all-important insurance run.
Chapman looks Judge back, and he is ready on a 3-2. Bellinger ropes one left field. This one is high, and it is off the wall. That's going to bring in Judge. Bellinger to second. He's got a double. And Cody Bellinger continues to come up with the huge hits for the Yankees. Another delivery with runners in scoring position. It's 5-3 New York.
And New York holds on to win it. That will be the final 5-3. The Yankees have now beaten Boston 3 games in a row since losing 8 straight against them previously. Yankees now have pulled 2.5 games ahead of Boston in the race for the AL's top wild card. As for the Mets, they'd lost 7 in a row and are close to playing their way out of playoff baseball. Mets hosting the Rangers, 2-2 game in the 9th inning. Rangers with a runner on.
The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and line to center. That's a base hit, and that will score Harris with the go-ahead run. Big turn at first for Langford. He holds up. It's the Rangers 3 and the Mets 2.
As for the Mets, they'd lost 7 in a row. We discussed that. The call on 105.3 The Fan. The Mets have dropped 8 in a row. With more on the Mets, here's ESPN Baseball Insider Buster Olney with ESPN Radio's Hammer and Emmett early Saturday.
They are flirting with the greatest collapse. One of the greatest collapses in baseball history. When you think that, look, in 2025, not only do you have the 3 division winners, but you have 3 wild cards, okay? The Mets on July 27th were 62-44. They're 18 games over 500. They were comfortably in a position to make the playoffs. There have been so many long stretches this year when they've been in first place in the National League East, and yet this morning, they're now just a half a game ahead of the San Francisco Giants. Since July 27th, they are 14-28.
As far as that last on wild card spot, if the Giants won Saturday, they would grab it, but they'd have to beat the Dodgers in the Bay Area. Top of the 3rd inning, Los Angeles down a run.
Here's a 1-0 pitch, and Ohtani swings, hits a drive to center and deep. This ball's back. It is gone. It's the show that never ends. It's Shohei Ohtani's 49th home run. An absolute bomb to center field, and it's 4-2. 454 feet.
They call on AM 570 Sports. Dodgers beat the Giants 13-7. You're listening to ESPN Radio.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks look to bounce back from a Week 1 loss when they face Aaron Rodgers and the 1-0 Pittsburgh Steelers.
There were probably people in the organization didn't think I could play anymore, so it was nice to remind those people that I still can.
Coverage begins today at noon Eastern, with kickoff at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
New Beyond Raw Lid V2. GNC's #1 pre-workout. Now with harder hitting energy, an intense mind-body connection, and enhanced endurance support. This isn't just a pre-workout, it's precision engineering for your body. Supercharge your workout with new Beyond Raw Lid V2. Available now at GNC and GNC.com.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the new Vyvgart Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains F-gartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. Now I can inject in my space on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by argenx.
Quick break. Let's talk defense. Football's on your screen, but peace of mind starts at home. Blink Outdoor 4 security cameras offer up to a 2-year battery life and Sync Module XR, so you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no fumbles, just easy coverage that works in the background. You've got your team on the field. Now get your defense at home. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The FIFA World Cup 26 is coming to North America next summer.
It will be the ultimate celebration of sports and culture. Get closer to the beautiful game with a hospitality package. Closer to the action in the best seats and suites. Closer to match day, elevated with world-class food and entertainment. Closer to the experience of a lifetime. Book a hospitality package at FIFAWorldCup.com/hospitality.
Just like in sports, businesses succeed when you add the right free agent. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Learn more at roberthalf.com/talent.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
ESPN Radio presented by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today. This is Sports Center all night. Before we take a full blitz on a Saturday that was in college football, here's what's at the top of our minds.
Half-hour headlines on Sports Center all night.
In Major League Baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers beat the Cardinals for their 91st win of the year. They become the first team this season to clinch a playoff berth. In college football, Georgia Tech stuns Clemson with a walk-off field goal winner. Notre Dame leaves the door open after a missed extra point. Texas A&M took advantage of it to seal a win. And 6th-ranked Georgia overcame 3 deficits to 15th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers to come away victorious.
Out of the shotgun. Hand it to McCray. There he goes. He drives in. They grab him from behind. Did he get the ball over? Close to the goal line. No signal yet. They say no. It looked like in the huddle he was trying to extend the ball over the goal line, but there's no signal from the officials.
After further review, it is a touchdown.
Oh, yeah! Steve Marlowe with the winning call. Rocky Top crumbles. Dogs are winners. 44-41 in overtime.
You may have guessed that call came from the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton threw for 304 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also ran for a TD. Georgia head coach Kirby Smart says this was a growing up game and that the season isn't going to get any easier.
They grew up. I mean, look, defense for 2 weeks has heard about how good they are. They got punched in the face. I did think we played the run well early. And then we started having to make some adjustments to sacrifice some on the run to protect some guys. And the past, we've played them well. We didn't give up big plays. Today, we didn't do that. And it's not all on the corners. We didn't have a guy in the middle of the field. There should be a guy in the middle of the field. They can't throw that ball there, the first one. We misjudged the ball. I mean, they're correctable things is a good thing, and we really weren't beat. We just misplayed it, and that's tough to swallow.
On the losing side, Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel was asked if his team can build off a loss like this.
Losses never feel good, taste good. That's not the expectation inside of this locker room, just to play somebody tight. I think the disappointment of tonight can be a moment, something in our journey together that can springboard and propel us if we choose to use it that way.
Now to this game, 3rd-ranked LSU were opportunistic on Saturday in their win over unranked Florida.
2:15 to go. Lagway the snap under pressure. Rolls left, nothing. Now throws to the right side, and it's picked off. 5 interceptions. DJ Pickett picked it and went out of bounds. And it's a 5 INT night for the LSU defense. 2:07 to go, and that's going to finish things here in Baton Rouge. Final seconds tick off the clock, and 3rd-ranked LSU goes to 3-0 to start the season as they've knocked off the Florida Gators 20-10.
5 interceptions by the defense. 2 by Deshaun Spears, including that 58-yard pick six for the only offense, or the only points, I should say, in the second half.
That's Mark Kastisher from ESPN Radio. We'll hear from him in just a moment. LSU improves to 3-0, but after the game, head coach Brian Kelly had quite the exchange with a reporter.
What are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's some ridiculous questions, and I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
Bit of channeling the great Herm Edwards there, if you play to win the game. As far as Florida quarterback DJ Lagway throwing 5 interceptions, head coach Billy Napier says he's our quarterback.
DJ's our quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's made some made good decisions tonight, but he also made some bad decisions tonight. So, and you're talking about a guy who is a rookie himself.
This was a game that you heard on ESPN Radio. Let's send it back to the crew who had the call. It's Mark Kastisher and Kelly Stauffer.
Judson, thank you very much. LSU, the third-ranked team in the nation, opens 3-0. And Kelly Stauffer, the strength early season for the Tigers has been its defense tonight. 5 interceptions of DJ Lagway, including a pick six in the second half, the only scoring in the second half in this Tigers win over the Gators.
Yeah, and we've had a front row seat for the development of this Blake Baker defense at LSU. Remember, back to 2023, Brian Kelly blew up the defensive side because they had the best offense in the country with Jaden Daniels, and they gave points up about as fast as they got them. So 2024 was a complete remake defensively. We saw it up close to begin the season, and they had some growing pains, but you could see what was in there. And this year you turn on the tape and you're like, this stuff has arrived. He has all the players at every level that he could want. He has the 2 corners that he wanted. Harold Perkins seems to have found himself in terms of where he can contribute on the field at multiple different kind of hybrid-type positions. So Brian Kelly said this defense is a championship-level defense. I say yes and amen to that. The question is, what's happening on the offensive side? Right now, the offense doesn't have any rhythm yet.
Yep, slow start for Garrett Nussmeier in year 2. He did pass for 220 yards. The 1 long touchdown pass largely kept the football, the 1 interception, but a lot of the spotlight now is going to turn on Billy Napier and the Florida Gators, who go below 500, 1-2. Napier's 4th year. Now he's below 500 as a head coach, and his young quarterback's going to be coming off a 5 INT ball game.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough time in Gainesville, no question. And we both really like Billy Napier. He's a good man. I think he's a great leader of men. But right now, the things that keep reoccurring are under his watch. He's responsible for those things. The penalties that are reoccurring. A young quarterback that he's primarily in charge of developing is not going the right direction. And, in fact, tonight I would have set him down after interception number 3. But he continued to play and threw 2 more. I don't know that was good for him, quite honestly. So if those are your main jobs, Where does this go from here?
Well, it goes from here to Miami, the number 5 ranked team in the nation, and then Texas right after that, number 7, as 7 of their last 9 opponents all ranked in the AP poll, and the Gators fall to 1-2. LSU unbeaten through 3 weeks of the season, 20-10 the final over the Florida Gators. For Kelly Stauffer, I'm Mark Kestisher right here on the exclusive home of the College Football Playoff, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app. Now let's go back to Judson Richards in the studio.
Mark Kelly, thank you. Great job by the two of you. You're listening to SportsCenter all night. How about this game? Unranked Vanderbilt on the road against 11th-ranked South Carolina. This was a stunner. Third quarter, Vandy in control of 14-7 and driving.
There's the snap. It's a handoff for Lassiter. He's got space. It's a foot race at the 20, at the 15, at the 10. Lassiter for 6. Touchdown. Vandy. What a run. Lassiter. He takes it. A house call for the Doors. Oh, this kid, he's slippery. He's got speed. He's got 6.
That's Andrew Allegretta from Learfield. And from there was no let-up.
There's 000. Final score, 31-7. Vanderbilt knocks off South Carolina. It's 3-0 for the first time since 2017. It's a top 15 road victory for Vanderbilt. And Clark Lee, Diego Pavia, and Vanderbilt, they let the college football world know these Doors, they're the real deal.
A dominant performance by Vanderbilt. Head coach Clark Lee spoke with the SEC Network after the game.
Clark, you were gracious enough a year ago when we sat down with you to walk us through this journey of you sort of reinventing yourself, a long look in the mirror. Not a lot of people can do that in any facet of life, much less being a head football coach. There's a lot of me watching this game tonight that feels like this is sort of an accumulation of what that process was for you.
I don't know if I'm reinventing, but I'm inventing. You know, I'm learning because I'm still new at this. But tonight's about our team. It's about our players, our coaching staff that prepared them the right way. It's a good South Carolina team. This is an excellent environment, and I'm just really proud of them, and I want the story to be about them.
There are a lot of descriptions of how you guys have looked this year compared to last year. Jordan, Tom, and I both share different thoughts of it. The thing that stuck out to me during this game was edge. Line of scrimmage, different facets of your team. How do you go about finding that within a team from one season to the next?
Well, as part of its building, part of it has always been there. It's been young. It's been growing. Obviously, we made some changes a year ago that I think changed the attitude of our program. And we've got guys that are bought in. The new players, they come into something that has a pulse to it. And so it takes them little time to adjust. We look for very specific guys, and games in our league are going to be physical. Games in our league are going to be one up front, and I'm proud of the way the guys played on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
There's a word that I heard you guys use multiple times pregame. You used it in our meetings. I've heard your players use it. It's confidence. How do you make it as strong as it is with this football team this year?
Oh, I don't know. We work. These guys work really hard. They invest a lot in it. We do the right things the right way. That's where confidence starts. And obviously that we've gotten some results now. We know how to play. We know we're going to be in every single game. We're going to have to play well to win. But this has been a 5-year build. I mean, it just takes time to change an environment. And I'm grateful for all the people that are here to help me do that.
So an impressive upset by Vanderbilt. How about 17th-ranked Ole Miss hosting Arkansas? Ole Miss has won the past 2 meetings and is looking to beat the Razorbacks 3 straight times for the first time since a 4-game streak back in 1990-93. Second quarter, Ole Miss trailing.
Simmons in a pistol formation with Lacey behind him. Now he sends a man in motion to the far side, Stribling. There's the snap. Wants to throw. Crossing around. Wide open. Back in the end zone. Touchdown. Ole Miss. Trey Wallace hauls it in.
The call from David Caleb from Learfield now to the fourth. Ole Miss a chance to stretch it to a double-digit lead.
5:05 to go in the third quarter. 31-28. Ole Miss trips to the right for Chambliss. Here comes the blitz. Chambliss a throw. Crossing route. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown on the slant pass to Deshaun Stribling. His first touchdown as an Ole Miss Rebel.
Ole Miss holds on to win 41-35. You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio. News from All Night Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. 19th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide hosting Wisconsin. Second quarter now. Alabama would double their lead.
Play action. Tide looking with time. Downfield has a man. Catches made 20, 15, 10-5. Walking into the end zone. That's Jeremy Bernard. And that is 6 more for the Crimson Tide. Double reverse for Bama. In the flip back to the quarterback who slings it to Williams. We got a screen set up. He'll split him. He'll go across the 40. Gets another block across midfield. 20, 10, touchdown, Alabama.
Alabama wins that game 38-14. 7th-ranked Texas welcoming unranked UTEP to Austin. All eyes on Arch Manning. Second quarter now, Texas adding to their lead.
From the gun. On first and goal, Arch with the snap, looks to throw, still looks, he'll tuck it in and run. Boom! Touchdown, Texas! Arch saw he had an opening and just sprinted home for his second rushing touchdown of the ball game.
That's Craig Way from Learfield. Manning had 2 touchdown runs in the first half, then this touchdown throw in the fourth.
Manning off the left hash of the UTEP 4-yard line on first and goal, pulls it back, fires it to the right. It is caught. Touchdown, Ryan Wingo. His first touchdown catch of the season. And Arch Manning put it where only Wingo was going to be able to pull it in right by the pylon.
Texas wins 27-10. However, for Manning, at one point he had 10 straight incompletions, threw an interception in the end zone, and was briefly booed by the home crowd in the first half. Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian on Manning's performance.
I felt like he pressed some tonight. He knew he was missing some throws that I think he's comfortable making. And then, you start, skipping reads and scrambling and relying on his legs too much. And that's always my caution, is that when you have a little success with your legs, then you start to rely on your legs, and then we're out of scheme, and now we're just playing athlete football. And athlete football can get you so far, but sooner or later that catches up with you too.
Great game here between 2 unranked. West Virginia hosting Pitt. We go to the fourth quarter. West Virginia trailing by a touchdown with the ball in the red zone.
Ty Edwards is the running back in the shotgun to the right of Markiol. Second and goal at the 2. They fake the handoff, throw to the end zone, and it's Grayson Barnes. A leaping catch. It's a West Virginia touchdown. They're down by 1 point with 11 seconds to go.
They call on ESPN Radio. We go to overtime now. Could the Mountaineers pull it out?
Markiol in the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands it off. A lunge forward. Ty Edwards into the end zone. Touchdown, West Virginia. The first possession of overtime. It's 6 for WVU. 30-24 is the Mountaineer lead over Pittsburgh. Snap is back to Holstein. Game on the line. Steps up. He looks for an option. He throws out of bounds. The game is over. He threw to the near sideline, and West Virginia floods the field in celebration. The Mountaineers 31 and the Panthers 24. Mountaineers win it in overtime.
Let's go to unranked Northwestern hosting number 4 Oregon. Second quarter, Ducks up 10-0 with the ball.
Dante Moore snapping back to throw. Steps up, throws toward the end zone. Sadiq's got it for the touchdown. Kenyon Sadiq turns around, backing up, and grabs that ball, falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
That's Jerry Allen from Learfield. Oregon takes down Northwestern with a final of 34-14. A lot of great sounds happen across college football. And what else could come next? Our top sounds coming up. This is ESPN Radio.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. Both 1-0, and they go head-to-head at Lucas Oil Stadium.
I don't think it was surprising to us. Now the challenge is to grow with it and continue to develop as a team.
Coverage begins this afternoon at 4 Eastern on ESPN Radio. More Sports Center all night. Coming up next.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the new Vyvgart Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains Efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. Now I can inject in my space on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
The FIFA World Cup 26 is coming to North America next summer. It will be the ultimate celebration of sports and culture. Get closer to the beautiful game with a hospitality package. Closer to the action in the best seats and suites. Closer to match day, elevated with world-class food and entertainment. Closer to the experience of a lifetime. Book a hospitality package at FIFAWorldCup.com/hospitality.
Listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio. A reminder to tune in for a football doubleheader today as the Steelers host the Seahawks, followed by the Broncos at Colts. Coverage begins at noon Eastern on select ESPN Radio stations. Let's do this now. Time for our top sounds with John Ryder.
Sports Center all night.
Check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 5.
Thanks, Judson. We begin with baseball, and the team with the best record, Milwaukee, hosting St. Louis. The Cardinals had a 6-2 lead in the 8th, but you can't count out the Brewers this season. The final call on WTMJ.
And the 2-2. And a liner into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Around third is Durbin. Here comes the throw home. Durbin slides in there safely. The Brewers walk it off in 10.
Number 4.
Week 3 in college football, Florida taking on number 3 LSU, and the Tigers getting it done with defense. More Kestisher, the call on ESPN Radio.
Snap to Lagway, short drop, throws, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line. Going down the right sideline to Sean Spears, his second pick of the day, and he's taking it to the house. Touchdown LSU. 58-yard pick six for the sophomore from Louisiana, to Sean Spears.
Number 3.
And the backyard brawl was wild in Morgantown as West Virginia holds up Pittsburgh. Mike Cousins with the call on ESPN Radio.
Ty Edwards is the running back in the shotgun to the right of Marchiol. 2nd and goal at the 2. They fake the handoff, throw to the end zone, and it's Grayson Barnes, a leaping catch. It's a West Virginia touchdown. They're down by 1 point with 11 seconds to go.
Number 2.
And it was a wild finish in South Bend as 16th-ranked Texas A&M stuns number 8 Notre Dame in the closing seconds. Call from Learfield.
This is the game. 4th and goal from the 11-yard line. Down 6, 40-34. Concepcion in motion from right to left. The shotgun snap, Marcel. Throws, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Danny Mortgager! We're tied! An extra point to come!
Number 1.
And our top play, an upset in Atlanta. The Yellow Jackets top 12th-ranked Clemson. The call on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Snap back, set down, booted up. It's got the leg, it's got the chance. It is good!
Andy, what a kick, what a play. Aiden Burr perfect on the day. Georgia Tech for the win.
A school record tying 55-yard field goal. And Aiden Burr delivers the dagger that slays the Tigers.
John, well done. Thank you. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio. ESPN Radio presented by Progressive Insurance. How about we get back to some baseball? AL East leading Phillies hosting the Royals. Bottom of the 6th, runner on for that dude, Kyle Schwarber.
The kick, the pitch, swung on, hit hard, right past the diving Pasquantino down there at first. Here comes Walton around to score. He'll slide into safe at home plate, and it's an RBI single for Kyle Schwarber. Harrison Bader will move up to third. The Bills just keep it moving. Now 7-4.
The call on 94 WIP. Schwarber also hit his 51st home run. Phillies beat the Royals 8-6. Padres and the Rockies in San Diego. Padres third baseman Manny Machado at the plate with a runner on in the 4th.
Machado swings, grounds it through the left side. That's a base hit. Diaz has scored. Fernando racing around third. No shot for Beck to throw his cut. A 2-run single for Machado. Already a huge night for Manny, and the Padre lead is 7-1.
They call 97.3 The Fan. Padres beat the Rockies 11-3. Padres are within 3.5 games of the Cubs for the top NL wild card spot. Guardians hosting the White Sox, a 2-1 ball game in the 8th. Cleveland at the plate.
The set and delivery, and he sends one deep, right center field. There she goes. John Kenzie Noel, first ball swinging, hammers a mammoth solo homer to right center. And the Guardians lead it 3-1. And the big man has his 4th home run.
Heard on WTM 1100, Guardians win that game with a final of 3-1. In Milwaukee, Brewers beat the Cardinals 9-8. The Brewers are the first team this season to clinch a postseason berth. AL West leading Astros, they take down the Braves with a final of 6-2. Mariners knock off the Angels 5-3. That'll do it for SportsCenter All Night. For our producer, Stephen Risser, our technical director is Cam Berry. I'm Judson Richards. Best week ever is next. This is ESPN Radio.
The traditions, the rivalries, the drama.
Every week there was something magical.
This is the most wide open college football season we've had ever.
We don't have tomorrow, but next year. We have now.
College football lives here. ESPN Radio. SportsCenter All Night. More still to come.
Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidde smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidde's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidde is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidde, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with the code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Use the promo code SMALLS.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Good Sunday morning. Another busy college football Saturday and a stunner in South Bend. Number 8 Notre Dame needed one stop to put away Texas A&M, but the Aggies didn't quit.
This is the game. 4th and goal from the 11-yard line. Down 6. 40-34. Concepcion in motion from right to left. The shotgun snap, Marcel. Throws. End zone. Caught! Touchdown! Nate Forfeiture! We're tied! An extra point to come!
Andrew Monaco from Learfield. Aggies made the PAT to win it 41-40. That wasn't a given in this game, taking advantage of a botched snap on an extra point by the Irish after they took the lead. Previously, A&M erasing 5 deficits to pick up their first road win against a top 10 opponent since 2014 at Auburn, and their first non-conference top 10 win since beating Penn State in 1979. Notre Dame falling to 0-2 under Marcus Freeman. For the first time, they don't have a ranked opponent left on their schedule, and a look at the college football playoff in jeopardy. Week 2 in the NFL is here. 4 games featuring winless teams, and they're all divisional matchups. One of those, Browns and Ravens. Rookie running back Quinshon Judkins will make his NFL debut today, likely to have his snaps monitored. The team hopeful he'll eventually take over as the starter. Browns the biggest underdog in the NFL in Week 2 on the road in Baltimore.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy coming up Monday. From Week 2 in the NFL to 3 huge games in college football, I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From the Windy City in the Deep South, this is The Best Week Ever with Peter Burns and Courtney Cronin on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
You the best, you the best, you the best, you the best. I know I
come on here every Sunday morning and I try to tell you that this is the best week ever. You are living in the best possible time as a sports fan. I lied to you. This Sunday morning, September 14th, is actually the best week ever as a college football fan in the history of the universe. Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick in for Peter Burns here on Best Week Ever, presented by Progressive Insurance. Oh my gosh, like where do we go with this, Matt Schick? First off, thank you for sitting in for Peter. I know we're going to get a live look in from a very happy LSU fan down in Baton Rouge later this morning, but we got everything yesterday.
We had everything yesterday, and I'd like to think you said it's the best week ever because I'm on the show with you, so I'm just going to take it like that. I'm going to take the flattering comment in the most positive way possible. Look, we got Georgia, Tennessee, 44-41 in overtime. We got A&M, Notre Dame, 41-40. We got the backyard brawl finishing in overtime. From morning till night, we had great games. Clemson, Georgia Tech, it was all over the place, Court, and as much as we, like to say the expanded playoff means these games don't mean as much, these games still carry a lot of significance.
Oh, there's so much significance we're going to get into. Heather Dinich going to join the show in just a little bit to tell you about the CFP implications. And just when you thought all the football couldn't get enough of it, we've got a Sunday doubleheader on ESPN Radio coming your way this afternoon. Seahawks at Steelers, coverage beginning noon, and then we've got Broncos and Colts, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You're not going to want to miss that, and you're not going to want to miss this, the way that we get into each and every hour here on Best Week Ever with this.
This is the biggest story of the week ever.
All right, we start off down in the swamp, LSU, Florida. You know the nighttime record since 2000. The Tigers are 112-15 inside Death Valley. During night games, that tradition rolled on. Here's the LSU defense leading the way.
Snap to Lagway, short drop, throws, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line. Going down the right sideline to Sean Spears, his second pick of the day, and he's taking it to the house. Touchdown LSU. 58-yard pick six for the sophomore from Louisiana, Deshaun Spears.
I figured I could play all 5 of DJ Lagway's interceptions from last night's game, but I wanted to give you the best of the best. That was Mark Kestisher on ESPN Radio's call of the game. LSU winning this one, Matt, 20-10. And I need you to hear what Brian Kelly sounded like at the podium afterwards, because this was certainly a game where you go in, you focus on defense as the subject of your story. Brian Kelly agrees with me on this one. A heated exchange here that you cannot miss.
What are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions, and I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
Usually I'm not one to tell people how to do their jobs as reporters, and usually I'm not one to side with Brian Kelly on just about anything, Schick, but he's right. Their defense won the game here. This was the story of what happened in Baton Rouge. Tell me any other time we say, put the ball in the defense's hand at LSU under Brian Kelly, and we're confident that the Tigers walk away with a win. You can't find that time until last night. That was the story more than anything they did on offense.
They've held each of their first 3 opponents to 10 points or fewer. It's the first time since 2007 that they've done that when they won the national championship. I do believe it's a legitimate question, but it's not the first question. I think both of those things can be true. I think if you're an LSU fan, you are concerned about the offense, You're thrilled that you're 3-0, but you do want those questions answered. But to lead with that question in the news conference after Brian Kelly, I'm assuming, gave an opening statement, I side with him on that. I don't know the history between he and that reporter either, so maybe there's some negativity swirling around there all the time there with that guy who asked that question. But yes, I agree with him. That's not the first question. I think that was where he took the most umbrage.
Plenty more to get into with this game, but we keep it rolling right along. Game of the year so far in week 3 of college football. Georgia and Tennessee battling into overtime. Here's how it sounded at the end of regulation. Tennessee in position to win it. They send out Max Gilbert, their kicker, who had never been in this position before. Here's what it sounded like on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Gilbert will try to put Tennessee ahead. The kick is away, and the kick is no good. He missed it. Oh my goodness! What the heck happened there? Gilbert missed it. Tennessee fans behind the uprights were cheering, and then they weren't.
I can tell you what happened there, Schick. It was a conservative play calling gone wrong in the final moments of regulation from Tennessee's Josh Heupel to set your kicker up after they take the penalty, trying to pick up a couple more yards. Max Gilbert goes out into a situation where he stood no shot. 43-yard field goal goes way wide right, and they keep this game alive for a little bit longer.
They did. They had a false start penalty as well, which wasn't great. And, yes, if you had a do-over, if you had a mulligan, you figure it out, and you do something different. How about this? Josh Heupel, 0-5 in his career against Kirby Smart. Some coaches just have your number. Remember when Nick Saban had the number of every one of his former assistants? Here's the thing. Georgia gave up nearly 500 yards of offense, 41 points, and still won the game. If you're a Tennessee fan, you're like, when is this ever going to happen?
Yeah, it hasn't happened since 2016, so it has been a while. Let's hear from Kirby Smart after Josh McCray, UGA running back, goes in, 1-yard touchdown run. They win it in overtime, 44-41. They don't cover in the process, but let's hear from Kirby Smart afterwards with Holly Rowe on ABC. How did they pull out this win?
Well, Coach, you warned us before this game that you were going to be stubborn about running the football. How stubborn was that, running it in overtime to win this game?
Yeah, I'm really proud of this team. Tennessee deserved to win this game. We didn't play our best game. I got a lot of respect for the way they played. But these kids I got, man, they never quit. They never quit. A lot of naysayers out there about Gunner. I thought he played his tail off today. Didn't play real well defensively. Give Tennessee a lot of credit.
And he's right. This is a guy who, like Nick Saban, we know that Georgia teams are built on their defense. Gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards, but they did just enough to win here, 44-41. Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick with you here. Best week ever. Let's stay in the state of Georgia, and let's go down to Georgia here. Let's go down to Atlanta, because we love it when college kickers actually come through. A 55-yard fire drill field goal. Georgia Tech pulling off the upset on Clemson.
Snap back, set down, boot it up. It's got the leg, it's got the chance. It is good!
Andy, what a kick, what a play. Aiden Burr perfect on the day. Georgia Tech for the win.
A school record tying 55-yard field goal. And Aiden Burr delivers the dagger that slays the Tigers.
Doesn't get any better for that than that for the Georgia Tech football program. Georgia Tech Sports Radio Network, Aiden Burr with a 55-yard game-winning field goal attempt. I mean, we saw this in the Chiefs and Chargers game at the end of halftime. Remember, the Chiefs don't have the timeout, Schick. They go out, they run out with the 50-something yard fire drill field goal. To do this at college, the college level is different with these kickers, and to trust that your guy is going to do this at the end of regulation is impressive.
We saw it with TCU and Baylor a few years ago as well when TCU made it to the college football playoff, the fire drill kick. It reminds me of growing up when my mother did not tell me where we were going in the car. I was like a dog going to the vet. I was going to get a shot, like a tetanus shot or something, and she didn't tell me. I didn't have time to worry about it. We brought in, I'm like, I didn't have time to panic. We got the shot. I was out of there. These college kickers, these fire drills, this is what they are built for. The Tennessee kicker was hyperventilating on the sideline, Courtney. This kicker, Aiden Burr, who's a machine, by the way, had the big kick last year against Florida State in the opener, didn't have time to panic. He had to go out there. His head's not in it. It's just all mechanics, and drills it. Welcome to the Top 25, Georgia Tech.
Let's hear from Aiden Burr following the 55-yard game winner. Hey, man, what's going through your mind as you take the field?
Well, I think, we've practiced that situation a lot with we call it like Toro, or it's like a Mayday field goal. So, we practiced that yesterday, running onto the field, the mechanics of it. So, just going out there and that process being smooth, I just, I lean on my process and I leaned on God, and the kick went through, and, it was a great time, great celebration.
Kick went through. That was Aiden Burr on ESPN Radio's College Football Live. That crushed a lot of hopes in Clemson, though. Their offense was terrible yesterday. They end up tying it up late, 21-21. But no match for Georgia Tech, pulling off the upset of all upsets. The nightcap here, Notre Dame hosting Texas A&M. The Aggies trying to avenge last year's loss. Notre Dame trying to prevent going 0-2 to start the year. Jeremiah Love doing it on his own late, but then the PAT failing.
He'll give it to Love on 1st and 10. Puts his head down, breaks one tackle across the 5. He's in! Touchdown, Jeremiah Love, and the Irish lead. With 2:53 to go in regulation, Notre Dame's on top by a touchdown.
Notre Dame Radio Network on the call. You heard me reference it there, Schick. So they tried to set up for a PAT there. It was 40-34. A botched snap, a botched setup on the PAT fails. Texas A&M gets the ball back, 2:53 to go. Here's what it sounded like. The game winner for the Aggies walking off at Notre Dame Stadium.
This is the game. 4th and goal from the 11-yard line. Down 6, 40-34. Concepcion in motion from right to left. The shotgun snap, Marcel. Throws, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Touchdown! Nate Borkature! We're tied! An extra point to come!
Borkature receiving that from Reed for the win. They go on, they kick the PAT. They don't have a botch setup on that. Andrew Monaco from Learfield on the call. Texas A&M pulling off the win, 41-40 at Notre Dame Stadium. Starting out 0-2, that's not exactly the best place for this team. I can't figure out what's worse right now. The execution on offense or defensively, how much of a disaster that was for the Fighting Irish last night.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman just said it's not play calls, it's execution. We got to figure this thing out. They're 0-2 for the third time in the last 15 years, and the second time in Marcus Freeman's tenure. It happened in his debut season, remember, when they lost to Ohio State and then lost to Marshall the next game. You look at Notre Dame's remaining schedule, Court, they have an opportunity here to run the table, but what kind of wins are you going to have? There are no ranked teams. Maybe USC will be down the stretch. This is going to bring people out of the woodwork. This is why you need to join a conference, Courtney Cronin, because you're at large. Once you get 2 losses, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, certainly no room for error for the Fighting Irish the rest of the way. We'll get into the college football playoff implications of this loss for Notre Dame, for Clemson, coming up here in just a bit. But week 2 in the NFL continues today. There is one team that has already vaulted themselves as the Super Bowl favorite. We get into that next on Best Week Ever, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The traditions, the rivalries, the drama.
Every week there was something magical.
This is the most wide open college football season we've had ever.
We don't have tomorrow or next year, but we have now.
College football lives here. ESPN Radio. The post-career day press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidde smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidde's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidde is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidde, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the new Vyvgart Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains F-gartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. Now I can inject in my space on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by argenx.
ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick in for Peter Burns on this Sunday morning. We want you to be a part of Best Week Ever Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Hit us up, 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It's not a college football season without the delicious taste of an ice cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it is a pepper thing. So what we saw on Thursday night, kicking off the Week 2 NFL slate between the Packers and the Washington Commanders, was a team in the NFC that looks like it's ready to go win a Super Bowl, and to go win a Super Bowl right now, Matt Schick. I know that you love the sounder. I'm not going to delay with it any further. Let's get into everything we got to catch you up on in the NFL and college football world with this.
Big Magic Johnson, what has he done? He's got
winners. I want people that want to win.
Not a game. We talking about
playoffs. I'm a man. I'm who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
Biggest sound from the week ever.
Let's go up to Lambeau. Here's what it sounded like. Jordan Love getting things started, connecting with Tucker Kraft.
Love in the shotgun slot left. And faking the handoff. Love rolls right, throws end zone.
He's got him.
Kraft, touchdown! And a Lambeau leap to the north end zone stands. They beat Will Harris on a beautiful play fake by Jordan Love. Tucker Kraft, 8-yard touchdown reception. It is 23-10, Green Bay.
There was a whole lot of that call courtesy, 97.3 the game. Schick, I look at this Packers team that traded for Micah Parsons right before the regular season started, and I switched my pick. I said that they're going to win the NFC North, that they're going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, and 2 weeks in, I'm liking my decision.
It's very smart to switch off the Bears to the Packers like you did, Courtney. But you think about what the Packers did even last season. they were top 10 in points allowed and total defense for the first time, top 10 in both categories, for the first time since 2010. And then they add Micah Parsons here in year 2 under Jeff Hafley. Like, this is one of those trades that forces you off of your picks, just like you did. And I'm with you. I mean, Micah Parsons, what he forces you to do offensively, the adjustments he forces you to make, and the penalties he encourages you to make to save your quarterback, we saw that on full display. And what they were able to do to Jaden Daniels, 17 yards on 7 runs with a long of 8, that'll do.
27-18 was the final. The score not indicative of how not close this game actually was because of that Green Bay defense. Matt LaFleur, how do you describe your play from your defense?
Relentless. Just physical, aggressive, attacking. The play style is exactly what we want from these guys, and it always starts with the energy and effort. That's gonna get you through and can overcome for some of the mistakes. So I just thought, I think our front is extremely disruptive, getting after the quarterback. It didn't seem like they ran the ball very effectively at all either. So, I think Half's done a hell of a job. I think our players are doing a great job feeding off one another, and it's definitely exciting to watch our defense go out there and perform, because I think they allow us to get up on somebody.
51 rushing yards for the Commanders. He's right. They did not run the ball well. Jaden Daniels had his worst game as a pro. 24 of 42, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, an 85.4 passer rating. That's not even the worst part of it, though. They lose Austin Eckler for the year. They're starting running back. You'll remember they traded Brian Robinson earlier in a couple weeks ago, right before the season started. Whole lot of injuries elsewhere. They've got kicking issues again in Washington. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? That's how I walked away feeling about the Commanders after this game. Am I too early to be hitting the panic button?
You are too early. Daniels is too great of a talent to have a game like this. Look, it's at the Packers. The Packers are 2-0. Both of the games against two of last year's NFC playoff teams, they were at home against Detroit and against Washington. I think the Packers are great. I'm not ready to hit the panic button here. They got plenty of winnable games. They got a ton of talent, specifically at the quarterback position. You do wonder, from year 1 to year 2, other teams making adjustments on Daniels now that he's put a ton on film.
All right, I just want to hear one more thing because, of course, since Micah Parsons had another good game, Jerry had to weigh in for some godforsaken reason. Take it away.
So this, as opposed to Herschel Walker, which was to basically get draft picks and was basically a recognition that we will compete on another day. This was not that. This was a very conscious trade to get 3, 4, 5, 6 players for one. Which were we better off? The one player, outstanding. He's an outstanding player. But we should be able to get, as a matter of fact, we've got one on the field. And, of course, people say, but he's no Micah. Well, I'm not going to debate that at all because Micah is very, very special. But I'll tell you this right now. By the time this happens, and as we look forward to Dak's time when we made his contract and we look forward, this was the best way to maximize our chance to get a Super Bowl for Dak.
Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan yesterday, once again trying to justify why the Micah Parsons trade was the best way to go to get Dak a Super Bowl. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills every time I listen to that man talk. All right, straight ahead. How many college football playoff teams from last year were eliminated yesterday? We get into that next. Best week ever.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Monday, we'll break down the top storylines coming out of NFL's Week 2 slate of Sunday games and preview the Texans and the Bucs and the Raiders and the Chargers on Monday Night Football. That's Monday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
me, man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermal, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321-321. That's TIGER to 321-321.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
The FIFA World Cup 26 is coming to North America next summer. It will be the ultimate celebration of sports and culture. Get closer to the beautiful game with a hospitality package. Closer to the action in the best seats and suites. Closer to match day, elevated with world-class food and entertainment. Closer to the experience of a lifetime. Book a hospitality package at FIFAWorldCup.com/hospitality.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Good Sunday morning. Another busy college football Saturday. Georgia continuing their dominance over Tennessee with a wild overtime win. 44-41 in Knoxville. Number 6 Bulldogs finding a way after trailing by 14 in the second half and benefiting from a missed Tennessee field goal at the end of regulation. 9th straight win over Tennessee for the Bulldogs. Head coach Kirby Smart says it won't get any easier from here.
Most people you would say, I would prefer it not be this early in the season, but, it doesn't get any easier from here. Look, our league, I don't know what's going on in college football today, but this league is tough. Every Saturday, I think games are going to be like that. I told our team I would not be shocked at all if it's a fourth quarter game and it comes down to one possession, which it did.
3 total touchdowns for Gunnar Stockton in the victory, throwing for 304 yards. Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford taking down Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision to become the new undisputed super middleweight champion in Las Vegas. Crawford outlanded Alvarez 115-99 in total punches to become the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to be the undisputed champ in 3 weight classes. Week 2 in the NFL is here. Colts defensive end Laiatu Latu not expected to play because of his hamstring injury. The Colts taking on the Broncos today. Niners wide receiver Jawan Jennings cautiously optimistic he'll be able to play, dealing with a shoulder injury this afternoon against the Saints.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, Damian Woody joins us in studio at 7:30 a.m. Eastern to react to Week 2 in the NFL and to look ahead to a Monday Night Football doubleheader. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Texas A&M comes
to South Bend and shocks the Irish.
Yeah, I win 2. So what do you control? You control getting better and getting ready for the next one.
And that is a heartbreaker for Notre Dame.
It's a lot of work. It's not good enough. I'm not blaming anybody. We got to be better because it's not good enough. We have to guarantee 12. That's what I always say. Right? And so we got a next one coming up soon.
Notre Dame stunned at home on Saturday night, 41-40, the final. Texas A&M walking out of Notre Dame Stadium a winner. The call there courtesy Notre Dame Radio Network. This is the best week ever on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Matt Schick in for Peter Burns. I'm Courtney Cronin. We welcome in our good friend who watched it all yesterday and has all the answers on the CFP implications. Heather Dinich, ESPN college football senior writer and insider. And I want to start with this Notre Dame team because I know what Marcus Freeman said after the game about climbing out of this 0-2 hole. They're in a weird spot because they had the idle week 1 week after losing in Miami to start the season. This is a team that played in the national championship game last year, Heather, and now they've got 2 losses to start the year. How do you see this affecting their CFP chances given the remaining schedule for the Irish?
Well, they're hanging by a thread, and that's being pretty kind. I mean, ESPN's All-State Playoff Predictor gives Notre Dame a 5.9% chance to reach the CFP right now. And this is where not having a conference hurts them, because even a 3-loss Clemson last year made the college football playoff because it won the ACC. So not only is there no conference championship game to lock up a spot as one of the 5 highest ranked conference champions, there's not that added opportunity at the end of the season to impress the committee with another ranked opponent, another win, right? So now they're sitting there at 0-2. Not only do they absolutely have to run the table and look good in the process, they need help. They have lost all control over their own playoff path, aside from running the table. But here's the thing. They didn't look like a playoff team. I mean, Marcus Freeman will be the first person to say that. You know, there were plenty of mistakes in that game. And if you look at the rest of their schedule, there's just not a lot of opportunities to compensate for them. ESPN's FPI gives them less than a 50% chance to beat rival USC. So that would be the ultimate doomsday scenario for the Irish.
Yeah, even if they're 10-2, there's a chance there's no ranked wins at the end of the season. So, the College Football Playoff Committee, and they've talked about it with the protocol, increasing their strength of schedule metrics and making sure that that's something. It's good to have a strong schedule. You also have to win games. And that's something that Clemson has been unable to do through 3 games. They are 1-2. And you mentioned the fact that last year they lost 3 and still won the ACC and were able to make the college football playoff. This is a different ACC this year, it feels. What do you make of Clemson, where they're at, and what the future looks like?
No, I agree with you. It is a different ACC, and I dropped Clemson out of the committee's projected top 12 last week, and that was because they continued to just struggle offensively, and it was an 11-point deficit, I believe, to Troy the week before. And then, if you've been paying attention to both Clemson and Georgia Tech, I don't think what happened was a complete shock. Haynes King is one of the toughest quarterbacks in the country and very fun to watch, and that's just a gritty team who got it done. And by doing that, they could be a team in the college football playoff conversation. So to your point, when you're talking about Georgia Tech, and you've got a Florida State team that beat Alabama, and you've got Miami, which beat South Florida convincingly and knocked off Notre Dame, I just think that there are more teams that are in the conversation, and right now Clemson is not one of them.
Heather Dinich, ESPN college football senior writer and insider, joining us here on the best week ever. Usually I don't give Brian Kelly credence for things that he says at the podium under stress and under moments of high tension. But last night, his reaction to questions about the offense when the defense won that game. We usually are not talking about an LSU defense coming through to hold a team under 10 points in Death Valley. But we saw that last night in the 20-10 win over Florida. I know that they've been a lock right now in your week 3 CFP rankings. You've had them in there for a while. How do you view what LSU can do to get to the CFP. Like, to me, it's always an offense that is, trying to. It's always their offense that you're looking at. But is this the best defense in the CFP field that you see right now?
That's a good question because Ohio State's defense has been playing pretty darn good. Georgia's defense certainly gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards yesterday. Miami's defense might get it into the playoff this year, whereas last year it kept it out. But yes, and this is something that Brian Kelly said repeatedly going into the season was the difference about this team was that they finally have a defense that could compete at an elite level. But when he flipped out at the podium, it was fair to ask questions about the offense. This is an offense that had 10 first downs compared with Florida's 22, was held to under 100 yards rushing, and was 4-14 on third down. So there's room for improvement even in a win, regardless of who you're playing. And sometimes it's just not 100% crisp, right? So the fact that they can get better and they're still such a good playoff team, at least what we see with 2 wins against Clemson and Florida, that continues to separate them from a lot of other people. So this goes back to the SEC being wide open this year.
It absolutely is. And one of those teams that is likely not going to be a part of that wide open race in the SEC is Florida after dropping back-to-back games, including the game last night that we're talking about at LSU. Billy Napier was able to win 4 straight at the end of last season, including the bowl game. They beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss. Now they're 1-2. They've got Miami coming up. They've got Texas. They've got a Texas A&M team that just took down Notre Dame. Billy Napier, how would you characterize his status?
Tenuous. I mean, one of the reasons that Napier wasn't fired last year was because his quarterback, DJ Lagway, helped them go on a run at the end of the season and finish with a respectable stretch. Lagway threw 5 picks yesterday. Oh my gosh, that was one of the biggest surprises, I think, in that game. You look at Napier's buyout, $20.4 million, half of which would be owed in the first 30 days. It's strange to say it, Chick, but that's a manageable amount. That's not a Jimbo Fisher buyout, right? I mean, that's something that could conceivably happen, and I think it's very real, especially with this just brutal stretch of ranked opponents. It's not getting any easier.
Yeah, this was supposed to be Billy Napier's campaign to keep his job. Go down, make it a competitive game down in the swamp. Your quarterback throwing 5 picks last night certainly does not help your case. I'll get you out of here on this because I am curious. I know that we talked about South Florida last week. You said that they had the inside track among all the teams in the group of 6 to get into the field. Did yesterday change anything, them getting trounced by Miami?
Not yet. I don't think so because I still think that beating Florida and in the swamp and beating Boise State to start are 2 of the better wins amongst the group of 5. And going on the road to beat Florida separates them from some of the things that other contenders have done. But, I mean, Tulane is right there. Tulane is right there. And this is, at least as we sit here, this skinny minute is going to come down to who wins the American Conference. But, you know, Navy is still playing strong. We don't know what's going to happen with them. Memphis is out there. UNLV. The group of 5 race is going to be exciting to watch. But even with that loss yesterday against Miami, I think South Florida is still in the driver's seat right now.
We saw in the SEC, Tennessee fall to Georgia yet again. This expanded playoff, we thought that some of these games would lose some of their significance. It still felt like a huge game yesterday. How would you assess just where we are with games like that in the SEC with top 10, top 20 teams going toe-to-toe and the outcome and how it impacts what we're looking at?
Well, it's much more difficult for any team regardless of conference, but particularly in the SEC and the Big Ten, to get to the conference championship game unscathed. Teams are going to lose, and it's going to get more difficult when they go to a 9-game conference schedule, which is something that Kirby Smart talked about yesterday in his post-game press conference, and addressed the teams that are going to last are the ones that have the depth. We're only 3 weeks in, and you're seeing those games impact the national picture, which means the regular season still matters. And it matters even more in this 12-team field because the conference champs are guaranteed spots. That's a big deal. And when you have those 4 spots for the power conferences plus the highest ranked group of 5 champion, and by the way, it's the 5 highest ranked conference champions, period. Like, in theory, you can have 2 group of 5, 3 group of 5, whatever it might be, but historically speaking, it's 4 plus 1, right? Mm-hmm. But to have those conference races matter to the playoff picture keeps the regular season as good as it is.
Heather Dinich, stay caffeinated, my friend. I know you got a big one today with the Steelers and the Seahawks. What a win last week for your Steelers.
Eli, listen, I'm going to keep a defibrillator with me all season. You got to shore up that run defense. But right now we're doing all right. Go Steelers.
All right, there she is. Heather Dinich joins us weekly here on the Best Week Ever, ESPN college football senior writer and insider, breaking down all things CFP coming out of Week 3. Best Week Ever, presented by Progressive Insurance. They offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance by visiting Progressive.com. There's quiet quitting, and then there's what one NFL employee did. You're going to hear all about that in Rapid Fire Water Cooler coming up next. Best Week Ever.
ESPN Radio, home of the World Series.
The Dodgers are World Series champions.
The NBA Finals.
The Oklahoma City Thunder 2025 NBA champion.
And the College Football National Championship.
Ohio State has won the national championship.
This is ESPN Radio.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Quick break. Let's talk pizza. You want to bring restaurant-quality pizza home this football season? Get Frigidaire's Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes. Right from your kitchen and ready before halftime. Perfect for watch parties or just upgrading pizza night without the delivery delay. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the new Vyvgart Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains Efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. Now I can inject in my space on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART myway.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by argenx.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
No days off when you love what you're doing. Sundays are the best day of the week because you're just one day away from First Take returning Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
I think the process is the process. We'll grow and continue to strive to be the best offense we can be.
Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks look to bounce back from a Week 1 loss when they face Aaron Rodgers and the 1-0 Pittsburgh Steelers.
There were probably people in the organization didn't think I could play anymore, so it was nice to remind those people that I still can.
The Seahawks at the Steelers. Coverage begins today at noon Eastern, with kickoff at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no.
Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick with you here on the best week ever, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. You can hit us up, as always, on the Dr. Pepper call-in line, 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. You can also tweet to us throughout the show. Matt's handle at ESPN_Schick, mine at Courtney R. Cronin. And a reminder, got a football doubleheader coming your way. Whole lot of action in Week 2 in the NFL. Steelers hosting the Seahawks, followed by Broncos at Colts. Coverage beginning noon Eastern on select ESPN radio stations. All right, we end off each and every hour like this.
Rapid Fire Water Cooler.
What's going on, Evan?
Yeah, let's get to some quitting. We got 2 quitting stories. We'll start with the public address announcer Dale Carter for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's resigned from his role at Arrowhead Stadium. He said, "Today, I feel an enormous weight has been lifted from me. I've informed the Kansas City Chiefs that I am resigning effective immediately." Well, why did he resign? Apparently, last year, they asked him to change the way he does third down. They wanted him to experiment with different calls, and he said, "I didn't agree with what they wanted. I've always tried to be a team player and tried to do whatever they wanted to try until this week." Thoughts on Dale Carter out after 16 seasons as the PA announcer at Arrowhead, Courtney?
I mean, what a walk-off here that you don't want to see any more winning football. You don't want to be a part of a potential Super Bowl run. And to do this before Eagles-Chiefs tonight. That's the home opener for Kansas City. He's like, "No, I'm good. They're telling me to change my third down call. That's where I draw the what he called red line, that they crossed it." More power to you. I tend to think, Schick, this is going to be a decision he regrets.
Look, he's just jumping off a sinking ship. The Chiefs franchise looking at their third straight loss dating back to the Super Bowl. If they lose to the Eagles here, he knows when to jump off and find the life raft. So more power to him. This franchise is going nowhere.
I don't know how different his third down call was other than 31 other teams to go, "It's third down." And apparently, and I know that I would never be hired to be anybody's PA announcer, obviously. But how could it have been that bad, the league asking you to change it and you saying no? I will never understand that. And I guess next time I'm at Arrowhead, he won't be there apparently, but I'm going to have to listen to see what their third down call has morphed into that apparently caused him to have such a disdain for the organization. He's out.
It's a very important down, Dale, and they want you to amp it up a little bit more.
Why is he got to amp it up when Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback, Schick?
That's
Isn't
very
that exciting
true.
enough?
That's very true. Maybe it's more. It's defensively, right? When you're amping it up, but yes, Patrick Mahomes. Look, clearly the organization says we need more help. We need more help, Dale. You got to ramp it up a little bit.
All right, Evan, what's next?
Just in case you guys didn't have enough quitting, an ACC official has quit over the handling of a replay in the UConn-Syracuse game last week. Gary Patterson, not the former TCU coach, who served as the head referee for Saturday's matchup, has quit. Apparently, there was a incomplete pass with 58 seconds left in the game, and another snap by Syracuse happened before a replay took place of the previous down. It is generally up to the discretion of the official to say whether the buzzer went off before the play was snapped or if it was too late. Unfortunately, in this case, ACC officials made the decision to review the play instead of letting it be Patterson, the official. And he said, "I've had enough. See you later." Schick, thoughts on Gary Patterson quitting as an ACC official?
Yeah, the former TCU coach, he's really fallen a long way. Like you said, like becoming an official and then quitting. he was upset. No, yes, you said different Gary Patterson. Look, maybe he didn't like the public embarrassment. You know, the ACC now is taking you behind the curtain. You get to listen to how plays are reviewed. You get to hear the conversation between the lead official, the head referee, and what's going on in the replay center, which is awesome. We had some great reviews yesterday. Maybe he just doesn't want to be a part of that. I don't know if that was a part of this review. It was Syracuse UConn more than a week ago. Yeah, he said, "That's it for me. I'm out." I think, Court, these two instances, I wonder if you're just looking for reasons to leave, and this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they're out. Like, I just want a reason.
Gary's a purist. Gary wants to call the game himself. He doesn't want the assist from, where's the ACC command center? Charlotte? Somewhere like that. Like, he doesn't want them stepping in and stepping on his turf because it got in the way of a play being run when he said that play had stopped and effectively the replay had buzzed in prior to the previous play. He doesn't like the system here. Can't blame Gary for that, but kind of wild to all of a sudden give up your livelihood over something you don't agree with on that small of a scale. Going through some rapid fire water coolers here. Evan, where are we going next?
Yeah, John Daly might want to quit next. John Daly took a 19 on the par 5 12th hole at the Sanford Invitational on Friday in the PGA Champions Tour. That broke his own best. His previous was an 18 in 1998. Listen to this. He hit his tee shot in the rough, then hit the next 7 shots into the hazard. I would have walked off the course, but he stuck around to hit one more into the rough. His 17th shot got onto the collar, and he got up and down for his 19, the one that keeps you coming back.
It's not how you start. I guess it's how you finish, and he finished poorly.
I got to say, the most impressive part of this article is he shot an 88, which means he shot 4 over for the rest of the round. I can't shoot an 88 if I had like 3 birdies. This guy shot an 88 with a 19. Thoughts on John Daly's up and down day on Friday?
I mean, that to me, like it's not how you start. It's not how you melt down. It's how you finish. You get an 88 after having a 19 on one hole. I mean, first off, that's got to be a record for any professional golfer on any tour. I'm convinced. But, if I had a 19 on one hole, I'd probably be at a 200 by the time I'm done with 18.
I was just doing quick research here. The Tommy Armour back in 1927. The 17th hole at the Shawnee Open had 23 strokes to finish the 17th hole. 10 shots out of bounds during his effort. So that's what happened.
At what point do you pause and say, hey, something's not working here. We're not going to take the next shot. We're going to diagnose this a little bit.
That's right. At some point, like 15 over, can I just pick up at this point? Can we do a max to keep pace of play moving? Like, how long did it take John Daly to
drop area, please?
Hole? That's right.
Yeah, I would like to know, were they broadcasting this live? I would love to hear what the call is on this meltdown.
I don't believe they were, because the article on ESPN.com does say details were a little unclear. The PGA Tour Champions does not have a laser system to record shots.
What are you talking? Details are unclear? No, I think the detail was very clear. He had a meltdown.
He was on Happy Gilmore 2. Now he's starring in Tin Cup 2 with this outcome.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and to finish 88 on the weekend. What's the worst you've ever shot on a single hole? Do you know?
On a single hole? Oh, probably. We pick up after quads. Picking up after an 8 or 9. 9, I think, is my worst.
I played in a tournament earlier this year. I had a 10, but I was green side in 2. I just kept chipping it back and forth across the green.
Oh, boy. I don't even have enough time now to tell you how bad mine was. That is the beauty of the clock. All right, we get into the biggest stories from week 3 of college football coming up next. ESPN Radio. It's third down.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks look to bounce back from a Week 1 loss when they face Aaron Rodgers and the 1-0 Pittsburgh Steelers.
There were probably people in the organization didn't think I could play anymore, so it was nice to remind those people that I still can.
Coverage begins today at noon Eastern, with kickoff at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
I'm Brent, and I've been on Nutrafol for almost 5 years now. I like Nutrafol because it was a hair growth supplement that was completely drug-free. After 3 months, my hair got stronger and thicker, which gave a huge boost to my social life. I mean, it was life-changing, to be honest.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com/men. That's Nutrafol.com/MEN. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. Real customers were compensated to share their stories.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
The FIFA World Cup 26 is coming to North America next summer. It will be the ultimate celebration of sports and culture. Get closer to the beautiful game with a hospitality package. Closer to the action in the best seats and suites. Closer to match day, elevated with world-class food and entertainment. Closer to the experience of a lifetime. Book a hospitality package at FIFAWorldCup.com/hospitality.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Good Sunday morning. Week 3 in college football in the books. Number 3 LSU improving to 3-0, taking down Florida 20-10 under the lights in Baton Rouge. The dominant defense continuing for the Tigers, forcing 5 DJ Lagway interceptions. Head coach Brian Kelly crediting his team for making Florida uncomfortable.
There was great pressure. And so he could never settle and be in rhythm. Most of those picks were out of rhythm throws. And that was the game plan, is to get him out of rhythm. We brought a lot of pressures. They were 5-man pressures, so we were in good coverage situations where we had some zone defenders through some of our simulated pressures that allowed us to be in a really good position.
Kelly happy to get a question about the defense after a heated back and forth to open his press conference when asked about the team's offense. They did put up 20 points. In the NFL, Week 2 is here. Football Sunday doubleheader on ESPN Radio. The Steelers and the Seahawks. And Aaron Rodgers' home debut coverage beginning at noon Eastern, followed by the Colts and the Broncos just after 4 Eastern. Colts defensive end Laiatu Latu not expected to play because of his hamstring injury. injury today. Niners and the Saints. San Francisco down starter Brock Purdy today with shoulder and toe injuries. Mac Jones making the start. Niners wide receiver Juwan Jennings dealing with a shoulder injury. Cautiously optimistic he'll be able to play today, but we'll go through a pregame workout to confirm his status against the Saints.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up on Monday, we'll break down the NFL Week 2 storylines and preview the Texans hosting the Bucs and the Raiders hosting the Chargers on Monday Night Football. That's on the Monday edition of the Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
City in the Deep South. This is the best week ever with Peter Burns and Courtney Cronin on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
You the best. You the best. You the best.
Indeed it is. Best week ever, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Matt Schick in for Peter Burns, Courtney Cronin riding with you here on this Sunday morning. We spanned the spectrum of all spectrums yesterday with college kickers. We had 2 overtime battles and 2 incredible games and a meltdown at the podium that was more than justified. No time to waste. We get into each and every beginning of the hour with this.
This is the biggest story of the week ever.
Down to the swamp we go. LSU and Florida. There's been so much made over the last couple of years about how good LSU's offense is versus how porous the defense is. But last night, it was LSU's defense leading the way. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 interceptions of DJ Lagway.
2:15 to go. Lagway the snap under pressure. Rolls left, nothing. Now throws to the right side, and it's picked off. 5 interceptions. DJ Pickett picked it and went out of bounds, and it's a 5 INT night for the LSU defense. 2:07 to go, and that's going to finish things here in Baton Rouge.
Mark Kessler on the call for ESPN Radio. Little DJ on DJ crime there. DJ Lagway picked off by DJ Pickett of LSU. And Schick, I got to ask you about DJ Lagway for a second. This was the guy that got pulled from the LIU game, week 1, because apparently Billy Napier had seen enough. The guy threw for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns on a school that is AI generated. You cannot convince me otherwise. And then he's getting mad saying, well, he hasn't had enough reps in practice. He hasn't played enough. Well, I was being sold that this guy was a 5-star recruit. That was the best thing in Florida since Tebow. And this is what you gave me?
It's all perfectly legitimate. I actually handled his live announcement on ESPN when he committed to Florida, talked to him on the phone, really upstanding guy, awesome dude. But right now, he's just not playing very well. Look, he got pressured on 42% of his dropbacks. He was under duress, but he's making bad decisions. And you heard Sean McDonough say last night during the broadcast, just feels like that LSU is doing something to confuse him because you cannot throw 5 picks. That is hard to do. Good news is he was not even close to the record for Florida. 9 back in 1969 by John Reeves was the record. But bigger issues there for Florida. Penalties, substitution stuff, game management. Everything continues to fall at the feet of Billy Napier. They're 1-2. The schedule gets even worse. And you're right. DJ Lagway was one of the reasons that they were picked to have a better season than they have been right now.
LSU wins this one 20-10. They start out 3-0. They held Florida in the swamp to 10 points. So naturally, of course, we're going to be talking about the defense here, right?
What are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're micro You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions, and I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
I feel like I've heard this before, Cam. Brian Kelly talking about you play to win the game. Is that not something that one of our analysts here on ESPN Radio has dropped a couple times?
We played the game to win the game.
You play to win the game.
We played the game to win the game.
You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Ah, yes, the great Herm Edwards, who you will hear later this morning coming up on Matt and Myron on ESPN Radio. Usually I don't buy into Brian Kelly meltdowns at the podium. Last night was completely justified. You ask about the run game and the fact that they only broke off that big one, Caden Durham late in the game, 51-yarder. You ask about that on Monday or on Tuesday. You ask about going 4-14 on third down on Monday or Tuesday. Last night was about the defense. And by God, if you're an LSU fan, you're thankful that you're able to talk about your defense in a positive light for a change.
Look, I agree with the timing of the question. I think the question is legitimate. It's not legitimate for the first question. I don't think that's your lead question. I think
Absolutely
it's later
not.
on. I think it's later on in the news conference where we say, hey, a lot of things went right. How would you characterize the play of your offense? Or what's going on with the offense? How concerned are you? Look, they won 20-10. Their offense put up 13. I mean, there was a pick 6. 5 picks and won by 10. They had only 10 first downs. Like outside of that 50-yard run, they had 2.5 yards of carry. The LSU fans are concerned about this. So I think the question's legitimate, but not for the opener.
All right, let's stick in the SEC. An instant classic between Georgia and Tennessee down in Knoxville yesterday. It was a close game. It was a tie game going into the final moments of the fourth quarter. Josh Heupel getting a little too conservative, calling 3 straight run plays, and then a false start happens. He's like, Max Gilbert, no bigger stage to go shine on. The 43-yard field goal. Here's what it sounded like as Tennessee tried to close this out in regulation.
Gilbert to try to put Tennessee ahead. The kick is away, and the kick is no good. He missed it. Oh my goodness! What the heck happened there? Gilbert missed it. Tennessee fans behind the uprights were cheering, and then they weren't.
Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network on the call. No, respectfully, the kid had no shot. He went out there. He had never been in this moment to kick a game winner at the end of regulation or in overtime. He misses the 43-yard field goal. We go to OT, and Georgia seals it with this.
Out of the shotgun. Hand it to McCray. There he goes. He drives in. They grab him from behind. Did he get the ball over? Close to the goal line. No signal yet. They say no. It looked like in the huddle he was trying to extend the ball over the goal line, but there's no signal from the officials.
After further review, it is a touchdown.
Oh, yeah! Steve Marlowe with the winning call. Rocky Top crumbles. Dogs are winners. 44-41 in overtime.
Among my favorite things do here on the best week ever is give you not only the national call of the games that we have on ESPN Radio on Saturdays, but the school broadcast, the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, bringing it late in this game. Georgia walks off a winner, 44-41. And Schick, I mean, these Kirby Smart teams are built on defense. Not so much yesterday when you give up 41 points and about 500 yards, but holy moly, game of the year, instant classic in week 3.
It was terrific. I love how the play-by-play people played straight down the middle. You can't hear any cheering in the press box as well. You mentioned it. Nearly 500 yards of offense. They had to go to their third option at right tackle like there were so many things working against them. But Georgia's run game, this is something that LSU fans would like to see. Their run game, 208 non-sack rushing yards, more than Georgia had in any SEC game last season. They were very versatile and multiple in their rushing attack. They were doing very different things. It was fun to see. You give up that many points and yards and still win, you got to think some of those things are fixable. You hope so if you're a Georgia fan. You take it. Joey Aguilar completed his first 14 passes. He's been outstanding. Had a couple of turnovers, but, man, what a game. That was a treat to watch. Game of the year.
Yeah. Been a while since Tennessee's been able to pull off a win over Georgia. We wait another year to see if that will happen. All right, let's go to Atlanta. Georgia Tech hosting Clemson. I'm not sure what's up with the Tigers' offense. Definitely did not look good after the first half. Game gets tied up 21-21, and then Aiden Burr sent out for the game winner.
Snap back, set down, booted up. It's got the leg, it's got the chance. It is good!
Andy, what a kick, what a play. Aiden Burr perfect on the day. Georgia Tech for the win.
A school record tying 55-yard field goal. And Aiden Burr delivers the dagger that slays the Tigers.
You don't have to guess where that call came from. The Georgia Tech Sports Network, the Yellow Jackets pulling off the upset, but Brent Key said don't call it an upset. And honestly, the way that they played during this game in the first half, it's 13-7 at halftime. Their defense did let Clemson back in, but I didn't feel like Clemson had much of a shot here. You send out the Mayday call. It's the fire drill field goal. They had no timeouts. That is perfect execution for not a 45-yard field goal. That's a 55-yard game winner there for a college football team, Schick. That was the most impressive thing I saw on Saturday.
It was great, and Burr delivers in the duel, rim shot. He was awesome even last year against Florida State when he kicked that game winner overseas. And now you've got a Clemson team here who is 1-2. The rest of their schedule, they got a Florida State, they got a South Carolina on there. They lost 3 games last year and were able to make the college football playoff. They're just not a contender this year. And Cade Klubnik has not been good. Turned it over a couple of times, once in the red zone yesterday with a pick. It's just not working right now for Clemson. And I feel like we were all suckered into believing that this team would be better than they are, preseason top 5. And now here they are at 1-2 and look like a pretender to me.
They do not have a ranked win on the schedule just yet. They do have Florida State in November and South Carolina. Will it be enough to get them into the CFP for another year? We shall see. All right, the game of the evening. Notre Dame welcoming in Texas A&M. A&M, the Aggies trying to avenge last year's loss early in the season to the Fighting Irish, and didn't look like that was going to happen when Jeremiah Love did this late in the game.
They'll give it to Love on 1st and 10. Puts his head down, breaks one tackle across the 5. He's in! Touchdown! Jeremiah Love! And the Irish lead! With 2:53 to go in regulation, Notre Dame's on top by a touchdown.
Oh, but they would only lead for another couple of minutes. It's 43-34. On the ensuing PAT, Notre Dame botches the snap. The whole operation's off. They give the ball back to Texas A&M, up 6 with 2:53 left. And then this happened.
This is the game. 4th and goal from the 11-yard line. Down 6, 40-34. Concepcion in motion from right to left. The shotgun snap, Marcel. Throws, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Nate Barkacher! We're tied! An extra point to come!
Marcel Reed delivers the game winner there. Texas A&M does not botch a snap on the PAT. They go on to win 41-40 at Notre Dame. It drops the Fighting Irish to 0-2. Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame head coach, after the game about where their focus is.
You got to go to work and practice and get better. Like, we're 0-2. So what do you control? You control getting better and getting ready for the next one. I can't sit here and dwell on being 0-2 as much as I need to dwell on how do we find ways to improve. Like, that's what I need to dwell on is how do we get better? How do we evaluate what we're doing? Why? why things are and aren't working, and how do we attack and make them better. So we're 0-2, lost 2 good opponents. We're guaranteed 12. That's what I always say, right? And so we got a next one coming up soon.
I heard a very frustrated Marcus Freeman there, Schick. They finally got the run game going, something they didn't do until late against Miami. Jadarian Price had 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Love had a touchdown as well and 94 rushing yards. But something's just not clicking with this Notre Dame team. I can't really put my finger on if it's more on offense or defense right now. They
gave up more than nearly 500 yards of offense.
Oh, yeah, it might be that.
That was a part of it. The receivers for Texas A&M, Mario Craver was terrific. Casey Concepcion is one of the best in the country as well. They just could not be stopped. And their rushing game was decent as well. Marcel Reed wasn't great, left the game, came back, and delivered that touchdown in the closing seconds. Notre Dame's a very talented team. But at some point, you got to win games. And this is what happens when you are not in a conference. Your margin for error shrinks, and you need the playoff to expand to probably past 12 in order for a team that's starting 0-2 to even have a shot. I think their playoff hopes are done. There's no ranked team on the rest of their schedule, and it's unfortunate for a team that played for an Addy last year.
2 teams that we just brought you highlights from, Clemson and Notre Dame, might be on the, or certainly are on the outside looking in of the CFP right now. We'll see if they're able to get on track throughout the remainder of the college football season. All right, Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick with you here on Best Week Ever, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. We bring you the best of the rest from a wild Week 3 in college football, including an injury that could impact the Heisman race. I'll tell you what that is coming up next. Best Week Ever, ESPN Radio.
Oh, yeah! Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and me, Chris Canty. From Week 2 in the NFL to 3 huge games in college football, I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Talk about stepping up! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidde smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidde's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidde is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidde, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
What would
would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada?
Yes, please. Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/streaming and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/streaming.
Marchiol in the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands it off, a launch forward, Ty Edwards into the end zone. Touchdown, West Virginia. The first possession of overtime, it's 6 for WVU. 30-24 is the Mountaineer lead over Pittsburgh.
They call it the backyard brawl for a reason, and West Virginia walked away the winner, scoring late, shocking Pitt in the process in overtime. You heard the call there on ESPN Radio. Ty Edwards with the 1-yard rushing touchdown in the extra frame. Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick with you on the best week ever, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. The show, as always, presented by Progressive Insurance. That was the second overtime game that we had of that window, Georgia-Tennessee being the other.
It was a great day. It was an awesome day. We haven't seen a backyard brawl overtime game since 1997. And Pittsburgh's win probability was near 100% with 2 minutes left. West Virginia comes back, wins it in overtime. Rich Rod 2.0 there in Morgantown. Fun to see.
Yeah, Panthers let up a 34-yard pass on West Virginia's game-tying fourth-quarter drive. So obviously leaving the door open there for the extra period. It was a wild weekend in college football. We have so much to get into with our best of the rest. And I want to talk about what happened in the Vanderbilt-South Carolina game. Vanderbilt was favored here. They were, they're dogs here by 3.5. It was 31-7 by the end. A key injury with Lenora Sellers, though. So there was a targeting call on Vanderbilt after Sellers gets hit in the face mask. Leaves the game with what looked like a concussion. Head coach Shane Beamer said that he did not have any update here on Sellers and his health. They obviously went on to lose. That was a real tough break, and watching that call again and then seeing the amount of time that went off the clock there, it was weird to me. So, Sellers gets hit in the head, targeting between the hit on the field and then the decision to review the play for targeting. 1 minute and 40 seconds of actual game time had elapsed there. I was more stunned by seeing how this was managed in the game by the officials than I was the actual injury there and seeing how they, finished out without their starting QB, Schick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And he hadn't been playing well, but he started well in this game, 6 of 7 for 94 yards. And then he gets knocked out. And the targeting penalty with that tough hit, I'm with you. It didn't seem to be managed well as the trainers were looking at his head with his helmet off near the bench, helped off to the field. And it was 14-7 at the time. Totally changed the game. But Vanderbilt, the story of this coming out, Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt, Courtney, they look like a legitimate team. It looks like last year was not just a fluke. Clark Lee's got this team rolling. And they are fun to watch. And who knows, in this wide-open race of college football, maybe they'll be the darling there that captures our imagination come November.
Lenora Sellers, one of those quarterbacks preseason that was in the Heisman mix. DJ Lagway, Cade Klubnik as well on teams that lost games yesterday. And how about Arch Manning? His team didn't lose the game against UTEP, but they didn't exactly look great. Here's what it sounded like from Craig Way from Learfield.
From the gun. On first and goal, Arch with the snap, looks to throw, still looks, he'll tuck it in and run. Boom! Touchdown, Texas! Arch saw he had an opening and just sprinted home for his second rushing touchdown of the ball game.
He got it done on the ground, not so much through the air. And that's when the boos rang out from the fans at Texas. And I get it. That's going to happen. Steve Sarkisian said after the game that you're not a real quarterback, paraphrasing here, not a real quarterback until you get booed once or twice. But let's hear what he had to say on Arch Manning's performance against UTEP.
I felt like he pressed some tonight. He knew he was missing some throws that I think he's comfortable making. And then, you start skipping reads and scrambling and relying on his legs too much. And that's always my caution, is that when you have a little success with your legs, then you start to rely on your legs, and then we're out of scheme, and now we're just playing athlete football. And athlete football can get you so far, but sooner or later that catches up with you too.
Athlete football, also known as backyard football, also known as hero ball. That is a kind way of saying it from the head coach of the Texas Longhorns. Miami goes on to beat USF, that one not in question, 49-12. Alabama getting back on track, 38-14, with a win over Wisconsin. Straight ahead here on the best week ever, week 2 of the NFL season continuing today. A Super Bowl rematch taking place down in Kansas City. We break that down next. Best week ever.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. Both 1-0, and they go head-to-head at Lucas Oil Stadium.
I don't think it was surprising to us. Now the challenge is to grow with it and continue to develop as a team.
Coverage begins this afternoon at 4 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key. And that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the new Vyvgart Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains F-gartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. Now I can inject in my space on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca.
America. Good Sunday morning. Week 2 in the NFL has arrived, featuring an NFL Sunday doubleheader here on ESPN Radio. Aaron Rodgers and the 1-0 Steelers hosting the Seahawks, looking for their first win of the year. Coverage beginning at noon Eastern. Rodgers making his home debut today, followed by a pair of 1-0 teams. Bo Nix and the Broncos looking for a little more offense after a Week 1 win over the Titans. They travel to Indy. The Colts and Daniel Jones getting off to the hot start last Sunday in a win over the Dolphins. Also have a Super Bowl rematch in Week 2. The Eagles and the Chiefs. Kansas City trying to avoid an 0-2 start will be limited in the receiving corps. Xavier Worthy out with a shoulder injury. Rashee Rice still suspended. ESPN's Dan Orlovsky wants to see a better downfield passing game for KC.
I'm not telling you I'm concerned. What I'm telling you is if it doesn't get better, the Super Bowl is a 0% chance. Oh, the offense has to find ways to be more explosive. This is a 2-year thing right now. And so if you're in November and December and you're not in the mix, I'll point to this as the reason why. There's still a disconnect downfield when Patrick throws the ball with what the receiver does and what's he expecting.
Orlovsky on Get Up. Elsewhere, Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins set to make his NFL debut today. Likely will have his snaps monitored. The team hopeful he'll eventually take over as the starter. The Browns, the biggest underdog in the NFL in Week 2 on the road in Baltimore on ESPN Bet.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, after leading the Chargers to a big win in Brazil against the Chiefs, can Justin Herbert continue to play like a top 10 quarterback against the Raiders? It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Third-ranked LSU goes to 3-0 to start the season. 5 interceptions by the defense.
Really proud of our group, and they just showed some grit in the second half.
What are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. We played the game to win the game. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball.
It'll be a run play here on 3rd down and 1. There's the first down and more.
Did you see the last play of the game?
That last play, 51-yard run. How you like them apples, Brian Kelly? Best week ever, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick with you on this Sunday morning. We'll get into Chiefs, Eagles, and the rest of the Week 2 NFL slate. But I figure, kind of calling an audible here in the break, it's time to call Peter Burns, who's usually my co-host here on Sunday morning. We got to see if he's up, because he was at Death Valley last night. He watched LSU beat Florida 20-10 behind that incredible defensive performance. And I just need to know if he's alive, he's awake, and how he's feeling this morning. Cam, can you dial up his number? I know you have it in the system. Oh,
nice.
It'd be great if he doesn't.
Wow, this is a weird phone.
Is it European phone?
This is...
Hello?
Peter, are you there? Is he there?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm here.
Why do you sound miserable?
We weren't doing
Your
this
team
interview
just
until
won.
later. What are we doing here? All right,
How are you feeling?
Are we on the air?
We are on the air.
Yeah, on the air.
Okay. I got to wake up a little bit. Good morning. What a great day in college football. Hey, y'all.
Hey. All right, so you were down there. You got to see LSU win last night. You heard Brian Kelly. I wasn't sure if that was you sneaking into the press conference to ask him about the offense, when clearly this game was the tenor of this game was dictated by the defense. But what did you make of what you saw them do to DJ Lag last night?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the whole thing coming into this game, is that we have to frame LSU as not the LSU of Jay Daniels or even, Joe Burrow of 2019, but rather, the defense that, won them the championships in 2003 and then 2007. And I think that was the big concern coming in for LSU, was that, all right, was Clemson, after they lost earlier, maybe the shine was off a little bit, and all right, you played Louisiana Tech, but what happens with DJ Lagway? Could he do what they did last year when his back was up against the wall? And, Blake Baker, this defensive coordinator, is the dude, and he's got dudes. They were able to kind of get everybody kind of on their island, pressure DJ Lagway, making his first true road SEC start. I mean, Schick, we're talking 5 interceptions. I mean, the amount of LSU fans are high-fiving, almost like grown man into tears, that they actually saw a defense from the Tigers yesterday.
They won 20-10, but the offense did score 13 points off and had 5 picks. The defense did have 5 picks and won by 10. So I know there are some LSU fans.
Did you watch the game, Chick?
Yes,
I did. Do you want them to score 70? I mean, come on. You didn't watch the final.
Thank you, Brian. So is the question legitimate to Brian Kelly, or is it more the timing of the question?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was Michael Cobble who covers the team, and he's been there forever and asked the question. And I think it's a question that could probably have come 6 or 7 deep in the presser, right? But the question does still remain, hey, what's going on with this LSU offense? Because they clearly have the playmakers, and some of the looks are there. It's just, the offensive line is struggling a little bit. But I go back to the 2019 LSU squad, which was historic with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. The offense was so good that the defense only needed to do so much. That defense got better as the year went on, and that helped them win a title. This defense is championship worthy. And if there's anybody that I think the offense is going to get better, I believe in Joe Sloan, and I do think that Nussmeier and these guys will ultimately find a little bit more rhythm in the play calling, and that comes with being able to be creative in the run game as well.
A wide awake Peter Burns joining us live from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where he was. You sound fantastic. Like this is like the male equivalent of the sorority girl raspy voice. You're mastering it this morning, and I'm sure you only had like 1 or 2 bourbons in the process to make your voice sound like this. But the night advantage that is Death Valley. The stat I found was staggering. Going into last night, 112 in 15. That's LSU's record since 2000 in night games there. What was it like environment-wise? I know this is not your first rodeo down there, but for people who have not been down to Death Valley for a game, is it you walk in as the opposing team and you have no shot? Is that how it felt for Florida yesterday?
Yeah, and again, it's either the, oh my gosh, what are we walking into this arena, or we have an opportunity to shock everyone. But the problem is not many people, like you said, when you read that stat, can shock everybody. And it's become a kind of a bucket list thing. I mean, you see, like Livy Dunn on the sideline, you see iShowSpeed, which is like one of the world's biggest streamers that wanted to be a part of it. So you see celebrities that are coming in because they have to experience it. And it's unlike anything. And I mean, college football has so many great environments, as we all know, but I do think it played a role in that game last night, Courtney, in the fact of, hey, when things start pressing a little bit and you got 110,000 rowdy fans at night, it's not easy. And from the communication to even the coaches, I mean, you could tell that there was a lot of confusion on the Florida sideline, just simply trying to get kind of plays in, substitutions, because I mean, it was the decibel level was out of control.
Before we get to the rest of the SEC and college football, is Billy Napier done?
It's tough, and I never say that because everybody says, oh, well, he's done after the Texas game last year. So I look at the rest of the schedule, and now you got a Miami team that looked incredible yesterday against South Florida. Then you play Texas, and the Texas game is going to be really interesting, Chick, because Arch Manning looks lost right now. He looks like kind of like a golfer that has the yips and he's thinking too much. That is, I mean, really, I think that's the game that Billy Napier has to put a stamp on it and go, I can do what I did last year, which is rally the troops when we were up against the wall and ride this thing out. He's got to at least make it to 7-5 at this point. I just don't see how you can get to 7-5. I mean, last night, all the players traditionally sit around after the game for the alma mater. I saw him go straight back to the locker room. It's never a good sign.
Yeah, a buyout just under $20 million for this season. Not as much as Jimbo Fisher's a couple of years ago, but certainly a hefty price to pay if the Gators want to get Billy Napier out of there. Peter Burns joining Courtney Cronin, Matt Schick here on Best Week Ever. We were talking in the group chat yesterday in the middle of the Georgia-Tennessee game, and I think Evan was ready to crown Josh Heupel as SEC's Coach of the Year until those final moments where he gets a little too conservative before sending his kicker out there for a 43-yard attempt. What did you make of what you saw between the Vols and the Bulldogs?
I mean, just wash, rinse, repeat, right? I mean, it's every single time. We're talking, now Heupel's 0-5, and yet he's had the lead in every one of those games. And, and that's the thing for Kirby is, and I think Gunnar Stockton's a little bit of kind of, a project to say the least. But man, when he hit that shot right after the Tennessee Volunteers had scored that long touchdown earlier with Braswell, who was incredible yesterday, that was a huge kind of moment in the season for Stockton, because now people are going to say, okay, he can go over the top. So I think Kirby will look at it. I think there was a certain level of enjoyment because this is a very young team that he has, and to go into that environment, be down, and still rally, I mean, it's still kind of Kirby's world right now in the SEC.
Who do you believe in more, Texas or Texas A&M?
I'll be honest with you, A&M. That showed me a lot. Marcel Reed, the way that he played, and he was banged up. I mean, defensively, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more from the Aggies, because I'm not 100% sold on this Notre Dame squad. But for the longest time, Schick, we've talked about A&M being 8-4. Well, and they hadn't won a road win or big road wins now since 2014. That changed, and it changed with a missed extra point, which was absolutely wild. So it's still wide open. And how about Vanderbilt and that win against South Carolina? That was a wild whole thing. And I mean, it's gonna be crazy here coming down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after what we saw last night too. Texas A&M avenging that loss last year at Notre Dame Stadium, and all it did was come down to an extra point that they did not botch the operation on. What are you doing today? I mean, how does one recover from a night game at LSU?
Well, I had planned on sleeping until 9 o'clock until y'all called me. So I don't know. We were at Fred's until around 2:30. Finally got an Uber around 4. It was. I'll try to hydrate. We'll put it that way.
Okay, coconut water. Do it over Gatorade. It gets you every single time. Peter, we appreciate it. I'll see you next Sunday.
Hey, I don't want to get Wally Pipp, so Schick, don't do too good of a job this weekend. I appreciate it.
Right. I'll mail in the rest of the show. Thanks, buddy.
Later.
See ya.
It's Peter Burns, co-host here on Best Week Ever, Baton Rouge correspondent after a wild one last night in Death Valley. 20-10, the final. LSU walks away the winner. They are 3-0 right now to start the season under Brian Kelly. Best Week Ever presented by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with Renters Insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Straight ahead, we got some rapid-fire water cooler, including why one sports league may be too focused on the future. That's next. Best Week Ever, ESPN Radio.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, and me, Evan Cohen. Damian Woody joins us in studio at 7:30 a.m. Eastern to react to Week 2 in the NFL and look ahead to Monday Night Football. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidde smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidde's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidde is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidde, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
The FIFA World Cup 26 is coming to North America next summer. It will be the ultimate celebration of sports and culture. Get closer to the beautiful game with a hospitality package. Closer to the action in the best seats and suites. Closer to match day, elevated with world-class food and entertainment. Closer to the experience of a lifetime. Book a hospitality package at FIFAWorldCup.com